You know how we do when we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just sitting there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. Too late to turn back now. I got work to do on a mission, by my business, I'm pushing through.
Let's go ahead and go into these little playoff predictions really quickly. So my top four, everybody knows the playoff committee is dropping their playoff predictions tomorrow. So we're gonna go ahead and give ours now. So we're just gonna go one by one. So for me, I have to go right now. My playoff predictions are Ohio State, Clemson, TCU, and I'm not really sold on that third one yet. I think it's gonna be Alabama. I think Ole Miss is gonna get tripped up along the way. I think Alabama's going to beat LSU this weekend, and I think Alabama's going to come out of the SEC. So,
mine are pretty much the same. Now I don't know. I know the one for sure team in there that's gonna make a statement is Clemson. I got Clemson, Ohio State by default because they haven't lost. I mean, they've had some close games. They haven't really played consistent all year. And then with this Bears situation, it's going to give them, it's provide more distractions for them. But at the same time, Urban is a hell of a coach that's going to make a difference. So he'll rally the troops and get them playing. TCU, obviously, that's only just by default once again. I'm not really sold on them. I don't like the Big 12 and the basketball scores. And then, like you said, I'm on a Bama train for right now until Saturday. You know what I mean? This is going to be a deciding game because you know I got some family ties on LSU. My little cuz, you know, he's doing his thing out there, but LSU they don't have any balance.
Who's your cousin at LSU?
John Bowden the fourth.
Okay.
Play safety. Made some big plays against Florida.
Okay.
But I mean they just don't have the balance. And in order to beat Alabama, you got to beat balanced. So that's kind of who I got as well.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I like Ohio State just for the simple fact the way that Urban Meyer was able to put Braxton Miller at receiver. Now he's a threat.
Smart.
I mean, amazing. I mean, great move. You know, that's how you get players to come to your program. You know, the best interest for the player, things like that. But he's not out of the woods with Michigan and or maybe getting a rematch with Michigan, possibly maybe in the Big Ten championship if that's possible. If not, Michigan State. You know, you never could underestimate those guys also.
Yeah.
And then as far as you know, Alabama, LSU. You know, I want to say LSU, but it's hard to go against Alabama. You know, Nick Saban and you know, but maybe Les Miles can do some things with the quarterback Brandon Harris. He definitely showed the arm. I think maybe Florida's defensive back started was they maybe overestimated him a little bit, but anytime you got to play like Leonard Fournette in the backfield and LSU defense, you know, nothing's easy. The way Alabama played against Tennessee, LSU was probably thinking now if Tennessee played them this close, we can take them on out of the game. So, you know, we'll see. Like you say, Nick, I'm hoping Ole Miss gets tripped up because I don't really want to see Ole Miss nowhere near the SEC championship. Nothing personal, but I like Treadwell. I like what they brought in. I like the improvements, but I want to see Alabama, Florida, LSU, Florida, and I mean as far as the other team, Clemson. You know, even though they play Florida State, you know, Jimbo know he has a task on him. But as far as stopping this Watson kid, it goes through him, and he's healthy, and he's dangerous. You know.
Most definitely. So that's how we're gonna close the show. We're gonna leave it like that. You know, our playoff predictions. We'll see how things play out when the committee releases their predictions. I'm not the biggest fan of the way they were releasing things last year. It was all over the place. I don't think they had a formula in place. They acted like it, but based off of the way things were, they definitely didn't. The way TCU didn't make it into the playoff last year, how Ohio State magically just kind of jumped them at the end. But you know, I mean, that's the way things are.
I mean, Ohio State when they came as a force, they still ran through Alabama. You know, they did what they had to do. They crushed the hot Oregon team. So, I mean, as far as them not being able to get in there, you know, who knows? You know, who knows who maybe would have won that. But also with TCU, you know, granted with what happened last year, I think, you know, the committee will be a little bit more forgiving If they're able to run the table, TCU will get a spot in the playoffs. Definitely, if they go undefeated this year, they'll be in the playoffs. So I think they know that. But it's a long road in college football. You never know when you have that weekend, with that magical weekend when you're sitting at home and you doze off and wake up and be like, what happened over here? So it's always that year in college football where somebody just comes and spills over the whole gumbo in the front room, and you just get off work and it's like, what just happened? So we just sit here waiting patiently. Some of the younger college football fans, they don't know about what's going on, wondering, But it's okay. We'll help guide them in the right direction. We're going to just help them get situated, school them a little bit, so when they see these players in the NFL, they can already know who's been who and what's been what. So that's what we're here for.
But I want to thank all the sports fans for tuning in. Don't forget, this is Between Class of Sports here on the AGM Network. We're here every Monday night from 8 p.m. until we're done. So tune in. All the hottest action, all of our opinions, hot takes, facts, anything you may have missed, some scores. So make sure to tune in every Monday. Thank you, sports fans, and we'll see you same time, same place next week.
You know how we do when we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah. Too late to turn back now. I got work to do on a mission, by my business. I'm pushing through, no slacking. Make it happen. We grinding hard. We grinding hard. You know how we do when we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah. Too late to turn back now. I got work to do on a mission, by my business. I'm pushing through, no slacking. Make it happen. We grinding hard. We grinding hard. You know how we do when we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah. Too late to turn back now. I got work to do on a mission, by my business. I'm pushing through,